What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix, and guess what? Console gaming is dead, whether you like it or not. I know, you're mad at me or you're mad at the industry. I get it, but console gaming is over. Console gaming is dead, whether you like it or not. And what killed it is the digital age. Yeah, yeah. What killed it is the digital age. And look, don't get me wrong. I mean, you can still buy a console. You're going to be able to buy your Nintendo Switch too. You're going to be able to buy your PlayStation 5, your Xbox SX, whatever.
Hello, this is Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! And make sure to subscribe to Andy Matrix's channel. Now on with the show.
And, especially with Nintendo, because Nintendo used to had a lot of exclusive titles like Mario, Kirby, Donkey Kong, all, the exclusive Nintendo titles that you cannot play anywhere else. You can't play Mario on PlayStation or any other platform, right? So Nintendo's got that going for them, right? And you can download the new Mario Kart game digitally, but you can't own it, right? So, what do I mean by this? I mean, recently Nintendo confirmed that even if you buy the physical copy, which is going to cost about $90, it's not really the physical copy because you still need to download the little cartridge it's just like a key. It's like a key code. It contains, like, remember those the serial key number back in the 2000s when you bought a software. That's what it is. It's just a key code. You put it in the Nintendo Switch. It allows you to play the game, download it. You still gotta download it, so you might as well just get the digital copy. It's retarded. It's absolutely nonsense, right? So you don't really own it, because the great thing about having a physical copy back then, and having a memory card, if you guys remember the memory card, is that you can take your game and you can go to your friend's house, play it at your friend's house. You can take your memory card, take the memory card, play it at your friend's house, whatever, right? There was a lot of freedom with gaming back in the day, right? Games were physical. You can pick up your games and take them wherever. You can take your memory card and play them wherever. That's how it used to be. Especially with the memory card, there's no more memory card. There's no more memory card. Yeah, you get your SSD, right? But it's not the same. Yeah. So you don't own your games. Everything is digital, especially with PlayStation. You buy the physical disc copy, same thing. The disc just has like a code that allows you to download the game. You cannot play the game without internet connection. You can't, because you gotta download it first. You gotta download it first. That's the sad part. So a lot of people are pissed off about this. A lot of people are pissed off, and what this is gonna do is that it's just gonna make retro games even more popular. The Gen Z and Gen Alpha, when they start playing, more video games, they're gonna start looking at the old games. The Super Nintendo, the NES, the Nintendo 64. That's what I've been doing. I've been going back in time. Nintendo DS games. Heck, PlayStation 4. We still had ownership with PlayStation 4. Once we got to PlayStation 5, right at the pandemic, right when the dystopia started. We're at the early stages of the dystopian. We no longer own our games. And this started like years ago. And this really started, in my opinion, when Netflix became popular in the 2010s, right? When Netflix decided to go from a CD rental movie company to a video streaming platform where you can just, watch as many movies like a buffet for a small fee. That's when it really started. I remember back in college when one of my friends started using Netflix. You could just pay $8 a month, watch as many movies as you want, unlimited movies, no matter what. Back then, I was paying $8 a month, right? And then every other business started copying. I remember even the WWE, the wrestling show, they started a subscription service. Everybody started their own subscription service. That was the new business model. But the funny thing is that it's not sustainable. It really isn't. It really is. I mean, it works for Netflix because they were the ones that started it. But for every other company, no, it's just not gonna work. It's really just not gonna work, right? And even in gaming, is trying to do the same, and it's just not working, man. People need to own. People need to own. And the funny thing is that people like movie companies would actually make more money if we went back. If we went back to the 2000s where you actually have to buy a DVD, where you actually had to buy a DVD, then companies would actually make more money because not only do people go to the movies and spend what 10 $15 on the movie when it comes out, the release date, but then like a year later they'll buy the DVD. Boom, another $15 $20. That's money. So this is why Hollywood is this is why Hollywood is going broke. It's not just that they suck, right? It's not just that they suck at making these things, at making new movies, but it's also like, they've been relying so much on streaming services, on the streaming model, that they gave up their cash cow. They gave up their cash cow. And some of you are gonna say, "Oh, well, DVDs and CDs don't make that much money." Well, okay, you remember those? Remember those bootleg movies? Why were the Chinese selling bootleg movies in the streets so much? Because it makes money. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Come on. You know what I'm talking about here. But yeah, it's we're going into an all digital future. PC gaming is the future. I mean, that's why I decided not to buy a console, because if I'm not gonna own the games anyway, I might just download everything off of Steam until the day that Steam decides to you know cancel, to just shut down, or like remove all of the games that I bought. I know it's coming. That day is coming. I know it's coming. But whatever. We don't own anything anyways. So yeah, you might as well just become a PC gamer at this point. Might as well. Everything's gonna be digital. Also, PC gaming allows gaming companies to reach more people around the world. This is why Square Enix wanted to stop exclusivity with PlayStation, and they wanted to release on all platforms. Nintendo Switch on, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, PC, Xbox, everywhere. Just release it everywhere. Epic Games, Steam, everywhere, so that way when they have a release date, when the game comes out, they're not just gonna sell 3 million copies. They're gonna sell 10 million copies or more, right? They're gonna sell more copies and be more profitable. And PC gaming, it really, that's how Pal World. How do you think Pal World sold 25 million copies? Most of those sales came from PC. I think like 10 million of those sales came from PC. So there's a huge advantage, a very, very big advantage when it comes to PC as opposed to console. And now, if you want to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2, well, the first Nintendo Switch has 160 million users, which I recommend. Don't sell your Nintendo Switch. Keep it. Keep your Nintendo Switch, because Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be a shit show, I'm telling you. I don't think it's going to reach 100 million. I really don't believe that a Nintendo Switch 2 is going to reach 100 million users. That's just my opinion. That's my prediction. You can come back to this video 2-3 years later and see how the sales are doing, but that's just my prediction. And yeah, man. Oh god, they really weren't kidding when they say you will own you will own nothing and be happy. Here we are. Retro gaming it is, baby. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications, comment below, like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. It's your boy Andy Matrix. Godspeed, baby.